Hello everyone. In this video I will be telling you about the difference between float, double and decimal data type in MySQL. So let's start with float data type. Like in float data type we can store single precision value, or we can say it is used to display single precision value. Now single precision values ranges from 0 to 23, and we require 4 bytes are used to store or are used to represent a single precision value. So you suppose you have created a float data type. So in float data type it requires 4 bytes. It requires 4 bytes, or you can say 32 bits are used to represent a value, and float is used to display single precision value. So MySQL uses 4 bytes to represent your float number, which is also called your single precision value, or you can say that MySQL float data type, it has a precision from 0 to 23. That means we can store 23 values in float data type. 23 values. Now coming to double. Now suppose double. Now double data type, it uses double of this, that is it uses 8 bytes, or you can say it is 64 bits. 64 bits or 8 bytes to store your data. So it occupies 64 bits in computer's memory. And double data type, it uses 8 bytes are used to represent a value. It has a double precision, that means you can store value from 24 to 56. Right? 24 to 56 values you can store in double data type. Now float data type, it uses 4 bytes to store a value. It has a single precision. Single precision means we can store 23 characters or 23 digits in it. So float have a single precision value. So this is your float data type, FLOAT, float data type. So it is used to display single precision value. So single precision value means it uses 4 bytes or 32 bits to represent a value, whereas in case of double, it is double precision value. That means you can store values from 24 to 56 digits, whereas in single precision value you can store values from 0 till 23. Now double uses 8 bytes, so it can uses 8 bytes to store your values. So you can store large amount of values in double data type compared to your float data type. So one more thing that you must keep in mind is that in case of float is accurate to approximately 7 decimal place. It is till 7 decimal place it is accurate, approx to 7 decimal place, whereas the double data type, the values are accurate to approximately 14 decimal places. So when it comes to accuracy, you should go for double compared to float. So the accuracy of float is less than that of double. Double have around 14 decimal place accuracy, whereas float has only 7 decimal place accuracy. Float uses 4 bytes or 32 bits, we can say, to store a data, to store a single precision value. It means you can store value, store number of digits that you can store is between 0 to 23, whereas double uses 8 bytes, or you can say 64 bits or 64 bits to store your data. So it occupies 64 bits in your computer's memory, and it is it has a double precision. That means you can store values from 24 to 56 values. Now what is this precision over here? Like suppose whenever you're creating your field, suppose there is a field called salary, and then you have to specify the data type. Suppose I have written over here double, and then you write over here 10 comma 2, or suppose you have written over here 14 comma 4. Now over here this 14 comma 4, this is the name of the field. The name of the field is salary. Double is the data type. It could be float also, but here I have taken is double, and this is the, and the next comes the size. This is the size. Now over here this 14 means 14 represents the precision, and the 4 represent the scale. So this 14 over here is the precision value, PRECISION, this is the precision value, and the 4 over here is the scale, SCALE. So this is the scale. So what is the precision? The precision represents the number of significant digits that are stored for values. So that means you can store 14 values in salary field. So suppose you have entered 14 values, 1 2 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So you can store 14 values. Let's erase this. Okay, all right. So this is your precision, and this is your scale. Or this is the precision value, and this is the scale value. Let's erase this. Okay, and this 4 means, and the scale it represents the number of digits that can be stored following the decimal point. That means I want 4 digits after the decimal. In total there are 14 values or 14 digits can be entered in this, because I have specified the precision 14. Now the float has precision 23. That means you can enter 23 values over here, whereas double has the double precision. That means you can enter values from 24 to 56 values you can enter. So here in this example I have written 14 comma 4. That means maximum 14 values you can enter, and out of those 14 values 4 should be after the decimal point. 4 values should come after the decimal point. And suppose I change it to, let's change it to some other value. Suppose I have changed the value to, here is the precision is 5 and the scale is 2, or between them there should be a comma, right? So here this 5 is the precision value. That means total number of digits that you can enter is 5, and after decimal 2 value will come. Or you can say this is the maximum number that you can enter, and this is the decimal place, D, decimal place. So when you will enter value in this, so let's also show you one example. Okay, so here goes your example, 5 6 7 3 value will come before the decimal and 2 value will come after the decimal. This means 5 comma 2. Maximum 5 numbers can be entered. Total, that is the precision is 5. So you can enter maximum 5 numbers, and since the scale is 2, so 2 number will come after the decimal point. So this means 5 comma 2. So this is the format how you are going to enter the values. And precision means, so don't get confused, what is precision? Precision means total number of digits that you can enter, and the scale means how many values will come after the decimal place. If you want, you can enter number less than this, but it should not be more than this. So this is wrong. If you enter this value, total number of values now it is 4 plus 2 6, but here the precision, in this case the precision is 6. That is, you are having 6 characters, but in this case, according to the detail that written for this field, the precision should be 5. That means total 5 numbers can be entered, or the values less than 5 can be entered. But since you have entered 6 digits, it will not accept that particular value. So you have to be careful how many values you are entering and what should be your precision while you are creating your table. So this was about your difference between float and double data types. So float, it is used to display single precision values. It takes 4 bytes to represent a value. Double is having double precision values. It uses 8 bytes to represent a value. Float is having an accuracy of approximately 7 decimal place, whereas double is having an accuracy of about 14 decimal places. Now comes your decimal. Now this was about your float, double, and now comes your decimal. Okay. We have talked about float, double, and now coming to decimal. Now decimal data type, it can be used to store exact numerical values when we do not want precision, but we don't want any decimal values, but we want exact values. So we can say that we use decimal data types to store values with 100% accuracy. If you want to store your data with 100% accuracy, in that case we will use decimal type. A decimal type can be used to store a maximum of 65 digits. So if you want 100% accuracy, in that case you will use decimal. Float has the least amount of accuracy, then comes your double, but the decimal, it has 100%, it gives you 100% accuracy. So we use decimal data types to store values with 100% accuracy. A decimal type can store a maximum of 65 digits. So the precision in decimal is 65. So you can enter or store a maximum of 65 digits in any field which is having data type as decimal. Now out of this 65, 30 digits you can store after your decimal, that is 30 digits after decimal points. So suppose you are entering 65 digits, so 35 digits will be before your decimal place, and 30 you can enter after the decimal point. 30 values you can after the decimal point. So your precision is, so in case of your decimal data type, the precision is 65. That means 65 digits you can enter, but out of those 65 digits, in decimal place you can enter 30 values. Maximum 30 values you can enter in decimal place. There is one more difference between float, double and decimal, that is about their default size. The default size of float, that means if you don't specify any size for float, it will be 10,2. This is the default size. If you don't specify any size for float, in that case the default size of float will be 10,2, whereas the default size of your double would be 16,4. That means maximum 16 values you can enter, and 4 in that out of those 16 values, 4 values will come after your decimal point. Whereas in case of decimal data type, the default size is 10,0. That is no value in decimal place. So this is the default size of your float, double and decimal. So let's again go back, just we will do some revision. So float, it uses 4 type bytes to represent a float number. It is called single precision value. It has a precision from 0 to 23, and it has an accuracy of approximately 7 decimal place. Approximately 7 decimal place. It is single precision value. It uses 4 bytes. It uses 4 bytes, or you can say 4 bytes is equivalent to 32 bits, and its accuracy approximately 7 decimal place. It is an accuracy of approximately 7 decimal place. And as I have already told you, float is your single precision value, so it can take 23 digits can be stored inside a float data type. Now coming to double is it is having double precision value, so you can store values from 24 to 56 inside 24 to 56 digits inside your double data type. It uses 8 bytes, or you can say it uses 64 bits to store a value, or we can say it occupies 64 bits or 8 bytes in computer memory, so it can store more values. It has an accuracy of around 15 decimal place, and the default size of double is 16,4. Now coming to decimal gives you 100% accuracy. So we use decimal data types to store values with 100% accuracy. A decimal type can store a maximum of 65 digits with 30 digits after decimal. So and if you do not specify size of the decimal, it will take size as 10,2. That is the default size of decimal. Now when to use decimal and when to use float type. Now float values are good for your scientific calculations, but it should not be used for financial or monetary values. Especially for financial values, for monetary values, for calculating the weight of very precious items like gold, we will use decimal data type. In that case, we will not use float data type or double data type. In that case, we will use decimal data type because you want 100% accuracy. Now how you are going to use this data type in table? Let me just give you an example. Like suppose I want to create a table. Create table. Suppose name of the table is employee 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 1. Okay, and let's create a field. Serial number, data type is char. I've written it 5. If you want, you can make it a primary key. Primary key means you cannot enter duplicate values inside it. And suppose there is a field called salary, right? Suppose you want to make it double. You want to give it a data type as double, so you write double, and then here you write the precision first and then the scale. So precision values, that is the maximum values that you can enter in this particular field name salary, I've made it 14, and then the scale, that means how many digits out of this 14 will come in as a decimal place, I've made it 2, right. And then I'll save it. If you want, you can make it double also. If you want, you can make it float also, but generally we give double or decimal. If you don't specify any size, it will take it 10, 2, 10, 0, which is the default size. 10, 2 is the default size. It will take 10, 2, which is the default size. If you don't specify any size over here. For double, if you don't specify any size, it will take it 16, 4. For float, it is 12, 2. But suppose I want to change the size to 12, 4. So I can change it to 12, 4. Now the precision is 12, that is maximum 12 values you can enter, and out of those 12 values, 4 values will come after decimal. So 8 values before decimal and 4 values after decimal. So in total, the precision value is 12. So here you have created your table. If you want to see the structure of the table, DESC, name of the table is EMPLOYEE, employee 1, or employee 1. Now if you want, there is one more command through which you can see the structure of the table, and that command is create table EMPLOYEE 1, name of the table. So create table employee 1. So it will display the detail about the table. Employee, create table, serial number, character file, default. Okay. This is the database engine in which all your data is being stored. It handles all your work in NodeDB, which is the default engine. So now you want to store values inside your employee table. So for that you will give the command insert into name of the table is EMPLOYEE employee 1, and then there are 2-3 methods through which you can enter the values. This is the first and the easiest method. Insert into employee 1 values, and the first value will go in first field, and the next value will go in the next field. Here I have written salary. If the data type is char, varchar and date, you will use single quotes or double quotes as I have used here to store the value. Since the data type of first field, that is serial number, is char, therefore I am using single quotes or the double quotes for entering the values. If it is any other data type other than char, varchar or date, then you can directly enter the value. So in this case the data type is salary, for the salary is double, so I will directly enter the values. So the value that I have entered is suppose 60. 8 will come before and 4 will come after the. You can't enter more than 4 values. Okay. If you will enter only 4 values will be accepted, other values it will discard. So I have entered. If I have entered more than 4 values, if I want to see the record, select star from EMPLOYEE employee 1. So only 4 values will be displayed, because the size I have specified over is 12, 4. That means in decimal place only 4 values will come, and before decimal you can enter 8 values. In total there should be 12, because the precision over here is 12.